Hello, Susie Anton. You are live on the
Oh,
Ashdown Jones page. Hello. This is our lockdown lesson number 20.
oh,
And oh, wrong side. Well, you can show either side. I don't mind. Both sides look beautiful, but one side says Susie Anton PT. Fools me every time. Left is right and right is left on these. It's really weird. So I am absolutely delighted to have Susie on today because most of you will know who Susie is. If not, you must have lived under a rock. She is a very distinctive looking lady in all the right ways. I have to be careful what I say here, don't I? You've got a really quirky look, which I think is fabulous. So you are very kind of noticeable. And I was supporting a friend down at where were we? Down at Glenridding or something, and you came running through
yeah,
the the end, didn't you? And gave me a sweaty hug. It was great. And you were
yeah,
doing the
Lakeland
Lakeland
Trails
Trails, I
that was.
think. That's
Yeah.
right. So I went, oh, Susie. I know her. And then you became famous because didn't you win the Lakeland Trails?
Yeah, so I was first lady in the autumn series.
So you are an inspiration to all of us. And I tell you what I particularly like about you, and I will let you speak in a minute, is that you take people, usually ladies, but not always, I assume. But you take people from absolutely terrified and never have even got off their couch to do any exercise to, oh my God, I'm stood on top of Helvellyn, or oh my God, I can run 5K without dying, or like Joe Island, oh my God, I've just jumped in the lake in my underwear. That's what you do to people. How on earth do you
Yes.
have this effect? So just tell us quickly about you, where you're from, who you live with, and about Susie Anton PT.
So I'm Susie Anton. I've got two children. I've got Marley Rose, who's 7 on Monday.
Happy
I've got
birthday,
Kobe,
Marley
who's
Rose.
5. I know, so we're planning a lockdown party indoors. And Kobe's 5, based and work in Windermere and Bowness. And I've had my fitness business now coming up to 5 years.
5 years. Are you from here originally?
Yeah, well, my father's from Ambleside and my mother's from Liverpool. So as a teenager, I kind of stayed in Ambleside for primary school and then went to Liverpool for senior school and then decided I was more of a country bumpkin, so came back
There is
to
nothing
live with my
bumpkin
dad.
about you, Susie, at all. I can tell you that. Um, but so, what kind of PT do you offer? Because you help a lot of different kinds of people in a lot of different ways, don't you?
Yeah. So my personal training is focused, the main thing is focusing on feeling good rather than being quite military and boot camp. I want people to leave me feeling great about themselves, confident, knowing that they can do it and they can come back. Just to leave with a smile on the face, always.
Well, my experience, we did the business as unusual live, didn't we, down at the lake right before
Yeah.
lockdown. You told me to wear my active wear, which is something that I've never done on camera. Certainly not on the Ashdown Jones page, but you persuaded me to do that. I thought you were going to push me in the lake, but you didn't. But you explained then about all the different kinds of things you do, and taking those two ladies of Helvellyn, I found really inspirational. I thought that was a great thing to do. But you also I came to your rave fit class that night because I remember saying
Yeah.
to you, we're going to have to be quick with this live because I've got some mad class after this. I have no idea what it is. And you went, yeah, it's mine. And we went and did rave fit in the middle of the rugby club field, social distancing. This was before lockdown. And it was amazing. So just explain to people what on earth rave fit is.
So rave fit, ideally is in normal circumstances is a class in the dark. I've got lights, UV lights. I've even got smoke machines now. And again, it's all a feel good class. So I've created my own choreography to old school club kicks. And it's just a really good feel good class. We just let loose, lots of great music. And yeah, it's a really popular class, really good fun.
It was amazing fun. I got dragged along by Joanna Island, who is your biggest fan, and rightly so. And she insisted that I came, and I had just the best fun. I could not keep up with you regulars because people like Rebecca Cropper are there, and she properly goes through it, doesn't she? But I was definitely a newbie. But what I loved was the camaraderie of the ladies. You know, we all said at the end of it, it's quite emotional, really. We all kind of really felt that we needed it because lockdown happened, I think, the next day. Um, and so
Yeah.
it was a real release, you know, being out in the field, freezing cold, but dancing to things like Flash Dance and all these really old school songs. Ladies of a certain age will really appreciate that. So
Yeah.
you know, I thought it was great, and the feeling, that sort of euphoric feeling that you get afterwards, is nothing to do with, you know, push-ups and like you say, that military kind of feel. It's much more about the way it makes you feel about keeping fit, and you don't even notice you're doing it, do you? Because you're just having fun.
Yeah. That's why I call it. It's like, you know, it's the workout that feels like the night out because you finish the class and you feel great.
The workout that feels like the night. I didn't even know you did that. And you gave us these silly things, these glow sticks. I'm like, what have I got
Yeah,
myself
so they're
into
like
here?
flashing wands and glow sticks we use as well, part of the choreography.
It was absolutely brilliant, and I really loved it. So, you know, I can't wait for those to get back in session so I can actually visit a proper one. So you do Rayfit, you do other classes as well. What kind of classes do you do?
So all my classes now are online. So I have a timetable online now. So I have a class every morning, and then on a Wednesday and a Friday, I have 2 evening classes as well. So we've got ab attack, we've got a body blitz boot camp, so full body workouts, rave fit as well. So on a Friday night we still have rave fit, but now it's, you know, bring the family along because obviously it's virtual and it's done live. So it's great to see so many families in the living rooms dancing around. And also I've got a hip hop class of a morning. Yeah, so just creating a kind of a timetable that's fitness based and also feel good and fun. And again, you can bring the kids along, they can join in.
Oh, that's brilliant. So you don't have to be ripped and you know, incredibly fit that can do marathons like Susie Anton. You can just be normal as well.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
So people of all ages, all sizes, all fitness, you know, are there some classes that are more advanced than others, or does every class accommodate every kind of person?
Yeah, so it's to accommodate everybody. And I'll do adaptations of exercises, and I'll always say, you know, if it's too hard, we can do this. I'll always adapt exercises for people. Generally, people will contact me before the class so I know who's coming, and I can have a quick chat before the class if anybody's got any worries or concerns. Or any injuries, previous injuries I need to know about, or medical conditions. So then I know who's coming to the class and I can adapt certain exercises or routines for them as well.
I did notice that although, you know, I was a newbie and I cannot coordinate my feet in dancing at all, as anybody who knows me will tell you, I actually found it fairly simple to follow. And actually, it was such a laugh. It didn't seem to matter if you didn't do the exact steps in the right order. And you know, sometimes I didn't quite keep up, or I had a little rest or something, and that was fine. You know, everybody seemed to be just enjoying themselves, and there was no. It didn't feel, you know, like one of those really judgy classes where everybody's like super fit and you feel like you're on a YouTube advert. You know, it wasn't like that at all. It was very natural, and I think that's what I hear from
Yeah,
your fans, that's what it's like.
yeah, it's definitely just feel good. And I think that just to the fun is everybody's going different directions, but everybody's letting loose. You know, they've had a stressful week at work before the lockdown. You know, they just come to me, they let loose, we all have fun, follow the choreography, it's there, follow me, but you know, just do the best you can.
Well, I have to say that Joe only bribed me there by the promise of chips and prosecco afterwards, which I did enjoy. So might have put on a tad few calories more than we took off, but that's fine. It's all part of the fun. So right now we're all in lockdown, and this is a very challenging time for a lot of families. And you've got two little kids that somehow managed to get themselves up. Is it 65 Wainwrights that they've done now?
Yeah, 65 they've done now, 65 altogether.
That is unbelievable. And I do feel like I need to catch up now with my little Noah, who's 4. So I need to just start getting him up mountains as soon as I can. I did find with my kids, and I'm thinking Tess now because Molly still probably wouldn't go up a mountain, but Tess, they go through a period, don't they, in the teenagers where they won't go anywhere with parents, and they definitely wouldn't go up a mountain. They'd much rather hang out with their friends or, sit on the iPad. And then they kind of come back to you. So Tess is in her early 20s now, and now she's enjoying it again. But I think if we hadn't put the base work in when she was sort of sub 10, she might not know what that felt like. So she was wanting to recreate, in a way, her childhood and spend time with her mum and get out in the fresh air. And actually, it's part of her sort of fitness regime now, or will be when she gets back out of lockdown. What happens as children sort of get older? Can you see them go through phases like this?
Yeah, well, myself was a perfect example. My father always had me up fell walking all the time, and I loved something to do, together with my sister as well. And as I say, I became a teenager and came completely away. I got into city life, and then it wasn't until probably early 20s I got back into the fells and fell walking and fell running, and it's great now because I get to what I experienced with my father growing up. I now relive that with my own children.
Oh, I love to hear kids say, or even teenagers say, as a kid, I went up mountains with my parents, because it's such an important part of Lake's life. And it's actually the reason why a lot of people move here, because they want that. They want to take their kids and their grandkids, outside and up mountains. And they want them to experience what they experience. So I think, and we're so lucky out. We've got so many trails and amazing views just outside our back door. You live really close to me, and our views are amazing, aren't they?
Incredible. I think we live in one of the best places, definitely.
The best place in the world, I think. On a Monday, you have Run Club, don't you, where you use some of these trails. So just tell us about that.
Yeah, so every Monday I have a ladies' run club. From January through to March, I have a Couch to 5K as well. But after that one, we have a ladies' run club, which is for all abilities. All fitness levels can join us. It starts at 6:30, goes on till 7:30. We do a lot of fitness, and again, this caters for all fitness abilities. So even if you are a super strong runner, you have somebody else that comes that's never ran before, the way I structure the class is that everybody gets their own unique workout. And yeah, it's just, again, feel good, real kind of empowerment, uplifting. Last summer we had one of the best summers we had. So it's going to be the 5th year Run Club this year. Last year, the 4th year. I mean, we had the best summer ever. We would do all the trails, and then finish off with jumping in the lake. We'd have, we'd have get-togethers. It was just, really good fun.
So do you see these ladies, and I know that one is ladies, isn't it? Do you see them forming a community then outside Run Club?
Yeah, it's incredible to watch. It's, it filters out into every aspect of their life. Just people uplifting each other, supporting each other, and that's all what I'm about. Just positive energy. Women supporting women, really.
I'm really I'm really not a very good runner at all, but I'd still do it because I feel that if you do a run and you push yourself, everything else in life seems to be a little bit more achievable. If I go out and do it, smash a 5K in the morning, my day feels like I've kind of achieved something. And there are some ladies out there that have never tried it and would, are so scared about just putting on an outfit that they might feel silly in, and going out and not being able to run the hills, for example, just walking everywhere.
Yeah.
What would you say to those ladies that are so fearful they're not even taking the first step?
Do it. Do it. Don't be scared. There's nothing to be scared of. If you're intimidated about people seeing you, you know, you contact me. I can give you a deal where we can just take it up the back lanes. No, you know, if that's whatever it is, there's nothing to be scared of, nothing to be fearful of. You know, even if you put lace up your running shoes, you don't have to run. Don't take the pressure from yourself. You know, go for a walk. Start by just having a walk, and don't put pressure on yourself. So each morning, you don't have to be so regimental with it. Just whenever you feel, you know, at this moment we're going through very strange, bizarre times. So just take the pressure away just when you feel you can go.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that. And I think also something like running, especially in a club when it is so supported, then complements the classes and the other things that you're doing. And the two things can go together. And at the moment, I've got a sore hip, so I'm actually walking up the hills. And I suppose when I first started, that may have made me feel really self-conscious. Now I don't care. I don't care if somebody runs past me. You know, so what? It doesn't matter. But I think that feeling of empowerment, particularly if ladies are in a quite a vulnerable state when they come to you, they might have just, you know, lost somebody close to them, been divorced. You know, there's lots of reasons that a vulnerable lady would need this kind of empowering feeling. And you've seen a lot of transformations, haven't you?
So many. It's, you know, it's a form of therapy. Really, really big on outdoor exercise, fitness. I just, you know, people who have never done it before, I just can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, and I think you are a very empowering person because you're kind of forgiving, but you push at the same time, and I think that is quite a difficult combination to get right. You know, because I think a lot of people might be fearful, oh, she'll just tell me to do something I don't want to do. But on the other hand, you want somebody who will push you, but then forgives you if you don't quite, you know, get it right or you can't quite run up that hill or whatever. I think you need the combination of both those two things, and I think that's you. I think you're really good at that.
Oh,
So we're here to talk about I mean, empowering women is a fantastic topic, but we're actually here to talk about empowering your kids. And I think that is a way of empowering you as a parent as well, because if you can find a way of getting your kids out, you feel like you've got a big tick in the parental, you know, ability box. You know, it got my kids out, yeah, got them off the iPad. And actually at the moment with the sunshine, and B, Boris saying, you know, you only get one form of exercise a day. Actually, I think kids are probably more likely to get out. But, you know, come the rain and then not one exercise a day, how is that going to affect your ability to be able to get kids out? And what tips do you have for parents?
My children just have limited time with their iPads, and I think that's the key. Just limit the time. Plan something together as a family, make it fun. You know, if you get the children involved and you make exercise fun, they are always going to want to come back. That's the key, is making it fun, not boring, not too challenging. Just get them out there, plan it, and have fun together. That's all children want. Children just want the attention from the parents. And if they can see the parents having fun, they're just going to want to spend time with the parents and incorporate exercise into that.
I think that's really important. And Jo was telling me that she did an Easter egg hunt. I know a lot of parents did an Easter egg hunt, and she did it outdoors and made it part of the exercise. So that became, you know, it's two for one, isn't it? That one. And my grandson Noah, you can't keep him off his bike. He you know, he's a really good bike rider, and he's fantastic, and he loves it. And Rosie too, she's nearly 2, and she loves being outside as well. So I think kids naturally gravitate to outside, and somehow they teach themselves, you know, as they get to sort of 7 or 8, that an iPad is more fun, and we need to sort of re-educate them somehow, don't we? And say, actually, being outside is great fun. What kind of activities do you do with your kids then to keep outside being fun?
So if we're outside, we will go walking. The children love going out walking. We love going running. We love bagging Wainwrights, normal circumstances. The kids love going on the bikes. We like going on bike rides. We love skimming stones on the lake. That's a firm favourite. We love when, you know, we'll put Joe Wicks on together. We'll do a bit of Joe Wicks. We enjoy doing yoga. So we've got a friend, Carly, and Marley's obsessed with Carly from Lakes Yoga, so she loves doing Carly's Lakes Yoga classes. There's just this, we just kind of have a list and sit down together of things that they want to do, and we'll try and, you know, if you've only got that short time each day, it's just trying to plan it and make it fun, something to look forward to each day.
Yeah, and like you say, it's the most important thing really for them is the attention they're getting. So the being outside in the fresh air and all that vitamin D is like a bonus, isn't it? Now you've got 5 tips to share with us today, so let's move on to the 5 tips. So what's tip 1 then, Susie?
So my first tip is be an active parent yourself. So lead by example. So if you want your children to be active and get involved with exercise, fitness classes, be outdoors, then you need to lead by example and show them what fun it can be. Do it together.
Yeah, I think that's really important. I took speaking of Tess, she's decided she's going to bag Wainwrights now, so she's got a little app. So she's turned into a game really. But we went out one day and the rain was torrential, absolutely torrential, and there was, you know, bogs, and honestly it was just awful. But I just kept bribing her with the thought of chips in the pub at the end, and she just kept going. And the feeling of achievement afterwards, I mean, I know she's not a child, she's my child. She's not a child, but you know, the feeling afterwards. But you know, what could you do? If it's raining, kids actually don't care, don't do the little kids. They want the splash suit on. They want to go and get muddy. They want to, you know, go wade in the lake and fall over. And it doesn't really matter, does it?
Exactly. So if it's, you know, we live in the Lake District, of course, we're going to get lots of rain. Embrace the rain. Put your wellies on. Get your brollies out. Go splash in puddles. You know, that's what we do. We will go running in the rain because the children think it's hilarious, and then they love a lovely hot bath they ask for when they come home. Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And what lovely memories are you creating as well with that? So what we're saying is if you're not active, you can't expect your kids to be active. And what if somebody though is poorly at the moment, or they're, you know, slightly injured or something? What can they do that is maybe closer to home to help their kids stay active if they can't, you know, physically walk for 3 miles, whatever?
So, I mean, there's lots of great online fitness classes at the moment. I mean, I incorporate, children want to come to mine, you know, they can join in with the families as well. There's lots of apps where, you know, if you're unwell, you know, you could put one on. So, you know, if you can't get them away from the iPad and you're feeling unwell yourself, you know, you could put a fitness app on the iPad and get them to, you know, watch that and join in with that. That way you've got both. Again, you can contact me, and I'd be happy to help anybody and give them any advice with that.
Oh, that's great. No, thank you.
I think that me and my children do as well, as Marley calls it, shake your sillies out. So, you know, we like to put some loud music on and we crank it up full volume, and we'll just dance around the living room. You know, so you could even get the children just to have a dance. It doesn't have to be, you know, press ups, sit ups, lunges. They can just have fun with the fitness at home.
When me and my sister were little, stop it, George. Sorry, he's scratching the carpet in the corner. Let me just mute 1 second. So I have to do my shouty voice, you see, I have to mute myself first. When we were little, my sister and I used to pretend to be horses, but we used to wear riding hats. It was very weird. And we used to make little obstacle courses in the garden with like broom handles and boxes and that kind of thing. And we used to gallop around the garden, jumping over these jumps, and then, you know, awarding ourselves penalty points if we knocked a jump over. And we could do that for hours. So the fitness, you know, levels that we must have had to exhibit in those days would have been really high. So actually, and even on a rainy day, you could still make a little obstacle course inside, couldn't you? Or you could make a little den or something and incorporate exercise into that. And also I've seen Victoria Burton do TikTok dances with her kids.
Fantastic that, yeah.
So it's just about making it fun, isn't it? About not thinking in terms of exercise, but actually just being active as a family, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Brilliant. Okay, let's go to number 2.
So number 2 again is plan it. So talk to your children, ask them what they'd like to do with, exercise allowance, plan it with them together, talk it through. That creates an excitement and something to look forward to, and that can help with getting them off the iPads and getting them outside, getting them outdoors.
That's a good one. And my daughter Molly did like a little treasure hunt with her kids, where she put, or is it called treasure hunt, where they had to find certain things in nature and then cross them off on the list. I thought that was a really good idea. You could even, if depending on what the things were, you could even stick them to the list when you got back and turn it into a craft activity. But that means that they're out, hunting for things, but they're not necessarily thinking of exercise.
Yeah. And another good one is my children like Strava, which is an app we have on our phone, which a lot of people will have. And my children love to see the map. So if we're going out, whether it's a walk or a hike or a run, they like to see how many miles or where they've gone. And they get really excited, and the sense of achievement from that. So that's quite a good one to do with the kids.
Yeah, that is a good one actually. So if you've got some kind of app, you can track it and you can say, right, we've done a mile, yay, and you can see that what they've actually achieved. That's a really good one. Brilliant. Okay, so number 3
is my biggest favorite one, is make exercise fun. So if you're having fun, your kids are going to have fun, and if you have fun, they're always going to want to do it.
Yeah. What kind of ways can you make exercise fun? I know we've talked about some. Have you got any other tips to get those kids off their iPads?
So if you're going walking, my children love to, so they make silly names up for sheep. So if there's lots of sheep in a field, they're not actually focusing on the walking. They're actually like looking at the sheep and making funny names for the sheep. It's just kind of using your imagination, really. I like to kind of find out interesting facts about one of the Wainwrights that we bag. So we usually plan a route we're going to do, and then I like to kind of research it, so then I can tell the kids to then create like a little bit of a story. We have a Wainwright map as well, so we have mountains on this map. So every time we've bagged a Wainwright, they get to colour in a mountain.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that idea. I think something that that they could do is maybe think about going out a different time of day than they normally go out. So some kids get up very early, and if you as a parent can bear to get up that early, however early I get up, Susie's always beaten me with her kids, fully dressed and on top of a mountain already, like 5 a.m. But you could get out and watch the sunrise, couldn't you? You could even let them stay up and a little bit late, and take a flask of something hot and go and watch the sunset, maybe up on Brantfell. So you could actually go out at different times of day. You don't have to go out in that afternoon walk that everybody seems to want to do at the moment.
No, my children love headlights. They love their head torches. So something really exciting they love to do is going out when it's twilight, so before the sunrise, or at sunset. So we watch the sunset and then we walk down as it's getting darker. Pack picnics as well. That's a good. Let the children make their own picnics if they can. Give them a bit of help. Take them to the shops. Get them excited about what they're going to pack in the picnic. Just get them involved in every aspect of it. Make it really exciting for them.
I'm getting excited just thinking about it. I can't wait to be able to take my grandchildren out again afterwards. What's number 4?
So I've just covered that slightly in the last one, but 4 is communication. So it's just talking to your children, talking about where you want to go. Ask them how they feel. Ask them how they feel after their exercise. Marley loves to talk about exercise, and one of the things we do is as well write 3 things that you've enjoyed today. That's a good one to look forward to.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
after exercise. Yeah.
With the I suppose it's an opportunity for them to talk to you as well, isn't it, when you're out and about? Because quite often if you're in the house, especially if you're living on your own with kids, you've got so much to do in the house. Maybe you're trying to work, you're trying to juggle, you've got a little home office, you're trying to do housework, trying to feed the kids, and sometimes it's really hard just to focus and answer their questions. If you've seen that one on TikTok where the little boy's trying to tell his mum his dream from last night, and he just goes on and on and on. And in normal circumstances, you know, you'd probably strangle him within a minute. But actually, if you're up a mountain, it doesn't really matter if he's going on and on and on about a story. So actually, it's a really good opportunity for you to have that extra level of communication, because you've nothing else to do. You might as well just chat while you're next to each other.
Yeah, and it's great, as you say, it's great for family bonding, you know, being outside, being with nature, all together as a family, having fun. It's just really great family bonding, great fun.
Yeah, and such good memories as well. And do you praise them for what they do? Do you praise them for their effort, or how do you deal with praise?
Yeah, most definitely. I'm always praise the kids. The way they feel, it's quite emotional. The way they feel after bagging a Wainwright or after a run, they see, you know, if you've got Strava on, you've had a run, and they see the map. It's watching in their faces. It just, you know, it's a really beautiful thing to do with your children. And I like to plan it so we have a nice meal, or we have mountain snacks, which sometimes involve chocolate muffins at the summit. Marley loves to tell everybody that she loves going to the pub as well. So she likes to tell people that my mummy loves going to the pub after walking on the fells, because we like but we love a nice pub grub, nice good feed after walk.
Yeah,
So
it's got to be done,
fun,
isn't it? Pint of cider for me, definitely. Well, some of my best memories, my yeah, don't give the kids cider, obviously. My grandpa died when I was 9, and some of my best memories are of walking up mountains with him. He got me, I remember on my 5th birthday, he got me a pair of walking boots, which I think you can buy from that shop in Ambleside if and when it's open. And must have been like little tiny things. I was 5 years old, but what it made me realize was kids can do more than you think. We try and protect them with little tiny 1-mile walks, and actually they could do far more than that. They're actually stronger and more robust than you think. And if you're getting them into the habit of walking and seeing how far they can go, then it's not about endurance. It's actually just about having fun with it, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. Marley's first Wainwright was Loughrig, and she was 18 months old.
No,
She did
I'm
Loughrig.
way behind. I'm way behind, Susie. I need to catch up.
She had diddy little hiking boots, and Kobe was in the backpack for that one. So, I mean, and it wasn't about, you know, we didn't have to bag it in a certain amount of time. We had the whole day. It was a lovely, beautiful summer's day. So there was no pressure for Marley, you know, no pressure for her at all. We just took it step by step. We were there hours, pretty much all day, but oh, we had so much fun. And
You're a very patient
weather
mum, clearly, aren't you? I'd be like, yeah, come on, it's like we're on a schedule here. Come on, we're not keeping to our plan. Yeah, you definitely got more patience than me. Maybe you should teach me that. Okay, last tip, number 5.
So number 5 is, as I've said before, is take the pressure off. If you can't get outside, or if it's a bad day, use your living room or any room in the house. If you can't get outside, or you don't feel able to get outside, you can just do it indoors. As I said, you know, put some music on, have fun in the house. If you've got chores to do, get the kids involved, you know, put some music on and get the Hoover out, get the dishes done. My kids love it. And, you know, still doing little bits of exercise, but then you've got your chores involved as well. And you...
That's a great idea. Your kids are great. I want your kids. So Sharon Matthews, I don't know if you know Sharon, she's a good friend of mine, says, my girls love the sunset. They won't necessarily admit it, but every time I catch them taking pictures and sharing them. So that's a good way of getting them out, isn't it? To go and let's go and see the sunset. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah. And then they can show off a little bit, can't they? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Right, so we've seen all the different ways that we can keep our kids active. We can get out, we can be active ourselves. We know now it's about fun. It's not about, you know, trying to do 25 press ups a morning or anything like that. And an exercise shouldn't be a chore. You know, we've learned that actually it can just be about enjoying yourself and being active and being outside in our beautiful Lake District. Now, obviously, you've had to change your business loads since the beginning of lockdown, because all your sessions and classes and everything else that you do were all in person, weren't they? So what have you done to adapt your business for the current lockdown?
So I've got the app called Zoom. So I've adapted all my classes and my personal training sessions. So I've took it all virtual now. So I can have my one-on-ones or my classes all online. So it's still great because I still get to see everybody, just not in person. But yeah, hopefully that won't be too long because I miss you all.
Oh, well, we all miss you too. So you've got now a new charging rate, because it was getting very complicated, wasn't it? You had lots of different ways and of charging and different classes and pack price and everything. But because obviously everybody's seeing your posts at different times, and some people are coming for lots of sessions, some people are just coming for one off. You've made it simple, haven't you? Would you like to share that with us?
Yeah, so I've just simplified my timetable now. So it's £4 for every class you attend. Just
And you
made
can
it
just
pretty
literally
simple,
attend it,
so
can't you? Yeah, you pay, you attend,
yeah,
you
just
pay,
attend
and
it.
that's it. Yeah. And
Yeah,
what does
done.
attendance look like then? So is it like, can they do it outside? Does it have to be inside? What do they need equipment wise?
So all the sessions, you don't need any equipment, but I'll always come on 5 minutes before and say, look, if you want to intensify these exercises, grab some weights, or you can use household goods, you can use cans of soup, bags of lentils, milk cartons.
Don't say pasta, we haven't got any.
Use your Prosecco bottles.
Yeah. What makes you think I have any full Prosecco bottles in this house? Okay, and you're also putting together a private group, aren't you? So people can join your private group and they'll get access to the Zoom links and everything else. So if you're interested in joining Susie's private group, and the group itself will be free. It's just a way of sharing the information and getting the class timetables and stuff out there. Can you just put a yes in the chat box now, whoever's watching? And if when Susie's seen all the yeses, she can then sort that out with access to the group. Is that all right with you, Susie?
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, fantastic.
Okay, brilliant. So if you're not active, or you want some help getting active, or you are super active and this is driving you insane because it's difficult to train when you've got kids at home, I can understand that. I'm sure that if I had kids here, they probably wouldn't want to go out for a run with me in the morning, but then maybe I'm wrong, because your kids would. So don't underestimate your kids is a good message that I've taken away from this. And joining the private group and getting that support from the other lovely ladies and gents that you help and support, and also getting your advice, your one-to-one advice, by phone call, whatever, that's going to be hugely valuable to people, and they could actually come out of lockdown a lot fitter and happier as a family than they went into it, couldn't they?
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah.
So they could treat this as a real accomplishment coming out of lockdown, ripped. Yeah, maybe not for me. But so I really appreciate your time today, Susie. You're such a fun person to be with, and you are so inspirational. And anybody who comes to any of your classes, online or offline, or meets you in person or chats to you on the phone, a little bit your inspiration and your activity will rub off on them, and they will become better because of it. So I really appreciate your time today. Thank you. And I'll get you to answer the messages and put people in the group. But thank you so much for today, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
Bye. Oh, my dog's barking.